Introduction. Welcome to the United Nations Police English Language Assessment. This assessment consists of two parts, the reading comprehension and the audio comprehension. The instructions to both parts will be clearly explained before we commence. The use of any computer devices, microphones, books, external notes, or assistance from others is not permitted. We expect full compliance and good conduct during this test. Any candidates who fail to observe appropriate conduct will be excluded from the assessment process, and the incident will be communicated in writing to the authorities of the member state concerned and to the SAAT coordinator in the UN Police Division. Part 1 is the reading comprehension. You will be given a mission-related story with a question and answer sheet which contains 10 questions related to the key facts of the story. You will also be given a blank sheet of paper for your note-taking. Any notes that you take on the blank sheet you are allowed to keep throughout the exam. Read the text very carefully. You may write on the test as you wish. You will not be graded for any marking made on the test itself, only on the question and answer sheet. After reading the test, answer the 10 questions on the question and answer sheet. Be sure to include the entire key fact in your answer. It is not necessary to write in grammatically complete sentences. It is highly recommended that you use the blank sheet of paper for important notes from the reading. These notes will be essential for Part 2 of the assessment. You will be able to keep only the sheet of paper with your notes for the second part of the exam. Keep the test and question and answer sheet face down until you are asked to start. You will have 20 minutes to complete the reading comprehension. The instructor will indicate when these 20 minutes begin. The instructor will then announce when there are 5 remaining minutes and when there is 1 final minute. After the 20 minutes have passed, the instructor will collect the reading test and the question and answer sheet. You will keep the written notes that you made on the blank sheet of paper for the second part of the assessment. Please write your full name, your individual test serial number, and other details clearly in the space provided on the question and answer sheet you receive. Good luck. Introduction. This is the second section of the UNPOL Combined Language Assessment. It is divided into 2 parts. In the first part, you will hear one person describing the mission-related topic you have just read about in the reading comprehension. It will be introduced as the narrative. In the second part, you will hear a conversation between 2 people who are discussing the same mission-related topic. It will be introduced as the dialogue. Please be reminded that the use of any computer devices, microphones, books, external notes, or assistance from others is not permitted. Candidates who fail to observe appropriate conduct during this test will be excluded from the assessment process. Such actions will be duly noted and communicated in writing to the authorities of the member state concerned and to the SAAT coordinator in the UN Police Division. You will be given a report writing form and another blank sheet of paper. Take careful notes on the blank sheet of paper of both the narrative and the dialogue. Pay attention to the important facts and key information. You will hear the recording only one time. Once the narrative and dialogue are finished, you will be asked to use your notes from both the reading and the audio parts to write down your own complete police report. You will have 30 minutes to complete your police report. The instructor will indicate when these 30 minutes begin. The instructor will then announce when there are 5 minutes remaining and when there is 1 final minute. Please do not forget to write your full name, your individual test serial number, and other details clearly in the spaces provided on the report writing sheet. Good luck. Narrative. At 06:45 hours on Tuesday, 29th October 2011, Police Control spoke with a witness to the burglary of the IOM offices at Berisha Street, number 67, located in the north of town. Police patrol team from North Police Station, consisting of the driver, team leader, and 2 officers, was dispatched to the scene. When the patrol team arrived at the scene at 07:05 hours, the witness was standing in front of the building, waiting for the police to arrive. He introduced himself as Alexander Brown, date of birth 11th of June, 1970, residing at High Street, number 21. He advised the patrol team that he had called to report the burglary. He stated he had been next door to the IOM offices at a friend's apartment. He said he had been taking care of her house while she was on vacation, and he had been watering her plants daily. Mr. Brown stated that he heard strange noises, and he looked out of the window to see what they were. He saw lights on in the offices, and since the IOM offices have never been opened before 0900 hours, no one should have been in the building at that time. He could see that one of the windows on the IOM building was broken, and the door was open. He could see the silhouettes of 3 people inside holding electronic equipment in their hands. There was a light-colored Opel Omega with an open trunk and parked near the building. The witness did not see the faces of the suspects, but said they were dressed in blue jeans and white shirts. Later, on that same day, the airport police arrested the driver of Opel Omega, who provided the names and the address of his 2 friends who were involved in the crime. At 09:05 hours, the police team was dispatched to the house, number 75, located at the airport street, and arrested 2 suspects. The same day, the fingerprints were taken by the forensic experts from all suspects. The items found in the Opel Omega were also examined. It was revealed that the fingerprints taken from the suspects matched the ones taken from the scene in the IOM office. Mr. Brown was called to identify suspects. However, he was not able to recognize any of them, as it was dark at the time of the incident. All electronic equipment found in the car was retained in the police station north until the completion of investigation. The prosecuting office ordered all 3 suspects to be retained at the detention center. Dialogue.
Station Commander. Good morning, madam. I have heard early in the morning your radio exchange with regard to the burglary of IOM facilities. Who was arrested with regard to that case?
Team leader. A total of 3 suspects, sir. First of all, it was the driver of the Opel Omega who was detained by airport police. Secondly, it was his 2 friends who participated in the burglary with him.
When was that?
2 suspects were arrested at 09:05 hours at the residence located at Airport Street, number 75.
Do we have any eyewitnesses of the burglary?
Yes, Alexander Brown witnessed the crime. He was watering plants in the neighboring house at the time of the incident.
The name sounds very familiar to me. Is he about 40 years old living at the high street near the church?
Yes, he is living at High Street number 21. His date of birth is 11th June 1970.
Was he able to recognize the suspects?
No, as it was rather dark at the time of the incident. He stated from the very beginning that they were wearing blue jeans and light shirts, but that's it.
Okay, clear enough. How do you know that the detained individuals may be linked to the burglary?
Our forensics unit examined the items found in the Opel Omega. Fingerprints from all three suspects were found on the electronic items found in the vehicle. Additionally, fingerprints from all three suspects were matched to fingerprints found on the items placed on the table by the door at the IOM office.
I assume all the stolen items are now at our station. We need to store them here until the completion of investigation.
Yes, they were put in the evidence room, and the suspects will be kept in the detention center as per prosecuting office order.
Thank you for your good work, madam.
My pleasure, sir.